Math can help us as a species understand and utilize any phenomenon to which we can put numbers, from the rise of bridges to the fall of markets. As an individual, our understanding begins first in school with a broad scope, and later in an occupation with an often narrower scope. We start with arithmetic, where we learn operations on basic numbers, with a handful of structures like ratios, percents, and decimals thrown in. The next step, though, is almost magical: algebra. In algebra, we solve problems, and I don't mean the kind that come from books, and those are just training. Take, for example, my friends here at Origami, who build all sorts of things, big and small, out of balloons. They're also the people who host this, and they give me the studio space, and in return I help them out with various things. A little while back, they came to me, and they said, "Derrick, there's this process that takes some time that we have to keep doing over and over again. And we were wondering if you could make a spreadsheet that just did it for us." The problem was to take a given shape with set dimensions and then tell them how many and what size balloons that would be needed to actually build such a thing. This saves them an enormous amount of time when it comes to designing a build, which, even with this simplification, can still have hundreds of moving parts. To solve it, I pulled in skills from geometry, trigonometry, and algebra, because that's how it goes in entrepreneurship. You never know what skills you'll need or when, and when a problem shows up that requires mathematics, there's really no script to follow. It's just up to you and your wits. Unless you're moving into a technical profession, and even then sometimes, the scope of the math you will need to be successful will likely narrow to something specific, as I mentioned earlier. The exception to this, of course, is being an entrepreneur, and the need or desire, or both, to become one will show up as unexpectedly as superpowers in an origin story. I'm not saying that everyone will want to become a scientist or an entrepreneur, but I am saying that it's better to have the keys to the doors you'll encounter in our wonderfully unpredictable lives than it is to not. I want to help you carve out one of those keys. Everything in algebra is interrelated with most math that follows, often as logical underpinnings. In this course, we'll talk about the concept of variables, units, functions, relations, and all sorts of stuff. We'll learn about the different ways we have of representing the same problem, from equations to graphs to tables, and even spoken English. And more precisely, what's to be gained by swapping from one mode to the other. Many problems can be grouped into families, and we'll learn about their properties and how we can leverage those properties to understand and hopefully solve each problem. Remember, you can always pause or rewatch the videos here. Relevant links will be in the descriptions of each video, and I will be doing my best to present each topic in two ways. In the method of discovery, where the thing we're trying to learn about is generated in response to some need, and the method of reference, which is a more condensed format, more designed to help you remember something forgotten than learning it for the first time. So sit back, enjoy, and let's see how many new terms you can generate in your own personal Taylor expansion. Thank you to all of my patrons that help make this possible. I couldn't do it without you. And thank you to Origami for all you do. I'm Derrick Taylor, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe. If you really like the video, come on over to our Patreon page where you can get involved and see all the cool stuff we're doing.